Let's have a look at this roof set and see how we can improve it. These stripes appear to be going in the direction to meet the stripes. The blend is, as you can see, not doing its job. So a quick look at the blend and we see it's degree 5 by 7, so that implies that things weren't going right. So the modeler cranked up the parameterization. Delete that from my keyboard, okay, and we will untrim the surfaces if they haven't been trim converted. Let's have a look. We're in luck. Okay, so alright, so that's where we started. I've just aligned those two parent surfaces with tangency, and you can see that we have nice curvature. You can further evaluate that with the evaluation shader. It's on accurate, prints max. The curvature scale is cranked up pretty high. We'll crank it up a bit higher and we can see that it's not a bad surface, but there is a lack of acceleration in this zone here. You can see the acceleration there, you can see a little bit there, but there it's a bit flat. So in terms of class A work, submitting your wire for tooling, it's not ready for that. So we'll put a blend in here, and we're going to try and use the freeform blend control, but this model has already told me that it doesn't work on his model, and that's because he tried it once, it didn't get it quite right, and now the algorithm that it generates is basically not allowing it to use the tool anymore. And I'm going to go for caudal. Tangency will do for the moment. The length I've measured and it's 250. That's quite important that you have an approximate length established, otherwise it can cause problems. Multiple surfaces, we'll leave it on for the moment and relax the short end tolerance a little bit, and I want it to auto update and give me a continuity check. So we're ready to go. Pick on the actual intersection, and I'm going to pick that square, and it's turned pink, you see. I'm going to pick the other square, which is the windscreen, and it's turned yellow. But unfortunately it should produce two arrows, and it hasn't, so a workaround. So I'm going to use extend. I want to extrapolate, merge on go, and do the same here. With practice, you get to see that the tangent angles are accordant, and that these stripes are going to link up. So now let's build a freeform fillet. I've got the tool set up the way I want it with the configuration. We've got a curve on surface there, which we better get rid of. Points, and there we are, all done. Okay, so that's one of many workarounds that you have in Alias for establishing G3 curvature. And I'm going to knock it back to degree 6 and see if it's still compliant, and it is. And then I'm going to put it to degree 6 in this direction, which gives me an extra CV hull. Just to tweaking that, I need a much more sensitive setting. I'm going to go to probably 250 now, and there we are. Just playing with that, we can get a nice G3 curvature. So that ends this particular video. Thank you for your time. You see I'm using the curvature evaluation shader cranked up very, very high. Look, it's at 2.622. I'm using prints max, and it's on accurate. And now the surface is looking much better because the acceleration zone is in a arc, the same form as the windscreen. So what it's doing is it's converting this curvature into the flatter curvature of the roof, and it's doing it, look, right in the middle of the freeform blend. So that's exactly what we want. We have time to have a quick look at the hood top, and you can see I like the configuration of these CVs here, more or less. This one wants to come down a little bit, and I like the configuration here, the tangency, okay, which involves all these CVs in these two hulls and all these CVs. So these ones in the middle, I think it's pretty apparent that they are too low. So I'm going to show you how I would go about adjusting them. I've deleted the history because the surface is associated with the symmetrical modeling control. So now I'll go here, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to pick this, which is proportional modification, and we'll leave that value of 250 for the moment. I want to pick, I want to move in XYZ. Now let's have a look at this evaluation, curvature evaluation shader. It's on accurate and limit edge length, and it's cranked right up, look, 6.69. It's nearly on full on, it's on Prince Max. And what it's showing us is that we have this orange, this nice acceleration here, and we have some curvature in this direction here, but here we have a flat spot, okay, and there where it's slightly blue and up there it's too flat. So there are certain CVs that need moving. So let's take a quick look at how I would go about doing that. So I'm going to model this side of the model. So there we go. I'm going to take that up to introduce, and you see it's starting to turn orange there. Now I'm going to reduce that, so now I'm only pulling that one CV, okay, and hopefully I'm pulling out some of the and now I'm going to come to the edge here, and I want to introduce some more crown here. So I'm going to come along to there, and I'm going to go along to there. So I'm only affecting these CVs. I'm not touching that side of the hood, because I'm going to do that with symmetrical modeling, okay, which we can use afterwards. So you see the blue has gone, and now we've got green. Yep, which I'm fairly happy with that for the moment. Let's take a better look at it, and yeah, things are looking better, aren't they? So, but I do still want to pull those CVs there, not those ones, and there. So it allows me to do exactly what it says, proportionally modify and let's pull this down. As I roll the double horizon shader across there, you can see I have a nice curve, and then when I get to that point I'm not losing my highlight. But on the other side of the model, which it's not symmetrical yet, we have that, you see, where that spreads where that spreads out like that, it's indicating a flat. You see we have a curve, 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 bang, and then we lose it. So a little bit on how to read surfaces. Now let's put and apply symmetrical modeling, and now it's updated. Let's check it again. It's beautiful here, you see. I'm going to turn it around that side so it's easier to display. So this is the side that's symmetrical, and you can see it doesn't have a flat anymore. It has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful curve. So there's a little bit on proportional modification. I have two surfaces here which I've just quickly knocked up, and as you can see they don't have curvature, but they do have positional contact, which is a requirement for surface fillet. Now I'm going to tell you a few secrets which will help you to be successful with this tool in the future. So first thing that I'll do is to measure the caudal width that I intend to build my blend. So 467, so we'll call it 450 because we only need an approximation. So we'll get the tool out. Okay, we want caudal, not radius. G1 is a good starting place. 450 is our caudal width, nominal, and we'll leave it on, well, it's best to leave it on default if you're doing something complicated, but as we're not, we'll put it on an edge of line, and we've got no internal surface boundaries, we're not chain selecting, so we can have the internal three multiple surfaces. It's good to start with multiple surfaces because it's a simpler algorithm, and yeah, I think we're ready to go. So turn off the shading so you can better see what I'm doing. Now this is one of the big secrets of the surface fillet control. Pick on the intersection, pick one surface, and you see it turns pink. Pick the other surface and you see it turns yellow, and it has two arrows. I'm going to leave the arrows pointing down like that, go down to my bottom right hand corner of the monitor and hit build, and there we are. A very methodical, you measure the width of your approximate width, because sometimes you can build a blend, it's so narrow you can't even see it, and you think that you think that you've failed, and it's just the width, the caudal width, that's wrong. Next thing we need to do is just check our surface normal orientations, and they're all okay. To get out of surface normal, pick any other tool and pick nothing, and you can see we've got quite nice. And we're going to go up top here, and we're going to ask for G2 curvature, and there we are. Not bad. I've been Graham Bullock from Learning Alias, and thank you for your time. Bye.